Boxing Lowdown, I'm delighted to be joined here by one of Luton's brightest prospects, FAIZAN FARIAD. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good.
All good, yeah? Yeah, not bad, man, not bad. Now, delighted to have an interview with this guy, man. He's come such a long way, only 18 years old. Let's just go back to the beginning though, and you know, if you'd like to tell the people how you got into the sport.
I started off with my older brother. He's an amateur boxer. He's had about 30 fights. Going down to his fights and getting a little buzz out of it. Went to a session once and never looked back since.
Decent. And was that like local? Was it a local boxing gym?
Yeah, it's a local boxing gym. It's down my house in Dallow Road. It's called Dallow Boxing Club. Yeah.
What was your first training session like in the Dallow Road Boxing Gym? Was it tough? Did you think to yourself, now I don't want to do this, or did you have the motivation to just carry on?
No, it was just I did it, and after the first session, all I wanted to do was spar.
Yeah. And
just fight and fight and fight, and then later on saw the bigger image and thought to myself, yeah, man, I have to perfect the basics and then step it up. Yeah,
and I mean, it's a tough sport to get into, and a tough sport to be dedicated to. So, you know, as I said, at 18 years old, to achieve what you've achieved so far is very good, man. And let's just take it a bit further with regards to your start of your boxing career. Was there any like fighters that you used to look up to, that you know, that you saw and you thought, I want to be like this guy, or did you just kind of create your own style, like didn't really look up to anyone?
Started off obviously biggest Asian name, Aamir Khan. Yeah, looking up to him, man. It was a massive inspiration, and then
he's achieved so much as an amateur and as a pro.
Yeah, and like, he's like the only Asian boxer that's up there, and wanting to be there up there with him. Oh man. Yeah.
Have you been to any of Aamir Khan's fights before? I actually went to his last fight actually against Samuel Vargas in Birmingham, and the atmosphere was unbelievable, man. Like, he's still got a huge fan base.
Yeah.
And you know, he's got a tough fight coming up against Terence Crawford, Aamir Khan. What do you think about that?
Aamir Khan, man, I do want him to win. It's like a career-building fight for him. Winning that would mean is literally up there again, pound for pound. But yeah, man, I'm rooting for Aamir Khan.
Be a tough fight though against number one guy in the world.
Crawford is a wicked fighter, man. Where just Aamir Khan, if Aamir Khan doesn't get carried away, just sticks to his game plan, I reckon he's got it.
Yeah. I mean, Aamir Khan's one of your role models looking up. Would you say that your boxing style was based off Aamir Khan, or did you kind of?
Not really. Like, I've watched different fighters and just watched them all, and then try make my own version of it. I'm just made my own version of it. Just
kind of like developed your own style after, like, you know, don't want to model yourself off one guy too much, but you know, just kind of like develop your own style.
Depends on the opponent fighting. Yeah, it's the style his fights at. I just adapt to different styles, different fight every fight.
Yeah. So yeah, you've started training in the Dallow Boxing Club. You signed a deal with Prolete management. How did that deal come about? Like, how did you come across with that team?
My ex-football manager. Yeah, I was quite close to him, and he was interested in my boxing, and he was a close friend of Alvin's, and he recommended Alvin, and Alvin came down.
Alvin's he runs Prolete management.
Yeah,
right?
he runs Prolete management. He came down, watched me box. We just got to literally from the first day we met each other. We've just been getting on well. He's been there for me day in, day out, every step of the way. I want to thank you for that.
So would you say that it's a good platform? What Prolete management are doing is a good platform for boxers to develop themselves?
Like, yeah, 100%. Yeah, leading up to the fight, I wouldn't have. I'm not. What the fight I am today is all because of Prolete. Sparring, different sessions, putting in the work, taking me like different places.
It's good work. And what was your first amateur fight like? When did you realise that, you know, I'm quite good at this, and maybe this is something that I want to do like full time or get into the sport? Like, because obviously I know that you start training at first, and then you have to reach a certain level before you're ready to get a medical card and fight.
Yeah, because what happened was I was training for about 7 months straight, and then got my medical done, and I was still training, and then it was about my GCSE time, and then I thought to myself, I'm going to stop, do my GCSEs and then carry on. So I haven't boxed for 2 weeks, and I get called from my coach saying, listen, you got to fight, do you want to take it? And I thought, you know what, and it was literally a 3-day notice. And I thought, you know what, I'm taking it. And that was for a second round stoppage.
Second round stoppage, very good.
And then straight away, the next following week again, I had another fight. Second round stoppage again.
Because I know it can be quite difficult to get fights. You know, you get a lot of fighters that pull out, and like maybe at the last minute, it could be like a week or two before. You've never experienced that sort of problem yet?
Not
It's always been easy to get fights?
It's always been easy. Yeah.
And what weight are you fighting at right now?
I'm fighting at 75 kg with main middleweight, yeah.
75 kg. Do you see yourself staying at that weight, or could it be?
It depends. It depends on my body growth, because I haven't got my man strength yet.
Very true.
Depends how my body reacts to it. Yeah.
So is it difficult for you to like get sparring with guys? I mean, there's a few other gyms in Luton. Obviously, they've got a lot of gyms in London. Is it difficult for you to get sparring elsewhere, or is it?
Well, in Luton it is difficult, but I'm just waiting on my driving. As a part of driving, then I could go out of Luton regularly. But I'm going out of Luton here and then with Prolete again, taking me different places, doing sparring. But once I start driving, it makes it easier for me to go in more regularly.
So the good thing about Prolete is that, you know, they help get you to these areas where you might not have got to before without a car, and you know, they help get to certain areas where you might not have had before, basically.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
What would you say as an amateur? Because I mean, you're still young in the game. What would you say is the most difficult part of boxing for you? Is it the training? Is it like the commitment? Or the dieting?
It's the commitment and everything. So you work so hard, stay dedicated. Amateur, it's not that rewarding. When you don't see the money, when you don't see the fame, and you think to yourself, why am I doing this? But in the bigger picture, as a professional, you're ready, and you start killing the professional game. Then you're loving it.
Yeah, that's it. And like, so I mean, do you have any? As an amateur, is there a certain level that you want to reach to? Like, what would be the ultimate goal for you, like in terms of your amateur career and maybe even professional?
I want to go into the GB team, represent GB, and hopefully, if I don't look to turn professional after the next Olympics, I want to go into the next Olympics, not the upcoming ones, or just train with GB, tour the world, man, different countries, fight different fighters, and yeah, man, put Luton on the map too, man.
No, it's definitely. So let's talk about, I believe it was last year that you won the National Junior Alliance Championships.
Last month. Was
it last month, was it? Wow. How was that for you? I mean, what was it like being in that tournament? I heard that you brought a big crowd down there to watch you.
Man. Yeah,
that's a good sign, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
What was it like being into that tournament, first of all? Was you nervous at all?
No, not nervous, but like it was, because I haven't been in the ring for a long time, because I stopped for a bit. I was like, 2018 was mainly going to different gyms, seeing the best place for me. And 2019 straight away is just like the championship fight. Yeah. It was just crowd. I did get carried away with the crowd and stuff, but
that's normal though, isn't it?
Yeah. But yeah, I did fight maneuver. I stepped up a bit from 76 to 81 kg category. So I was fighting at 77 kg. Yeah, it was something new, but it still felt comfortable at 77 kg.
So what was your opponent like in the final? Was it a difficult guy?
He was a southpaw, but he's just it was just wild. Yeah. So I'd just be smart, take my time, and just catch him out clean.
Yeah. And I know obviously having a big crowd there coming down to watch you, it can put extra pressure on anybody.
No, it does.
So it must have like made you want to perform in front of your hometown, and I'm sure it gave you a lift as well.
No, it did. At first, before I got into the ring, I was thinking to myself, "Right, there's a lot of people. I've got to do this." But as I got into the ring and I felt the energy, then I was in my zone, and I thought, as I got into my zone, I just kept going, and then. Yeah, got the win. Absolutely, man.
And is there any sort of like pre-rituals for you before the fight? Do you like, you know, some fighters like to, you know, sleep before fights, some people like to pray, others like to, you know, go for a walk. Is there any sort of pre-ritual for you, or do you just like to keep a calm head?
No, I do keep a calm head, but obviously do pray at the same time. Yeah, thank God for everything that's given me, and I do like to pray, and obviously stay calm. Just have my music on and just in my zone.
Yeah. Any sort of music that you like to listen to, or is it just?
Depends on my mood. Really. Yeah. Depends on my mood, man.
So what's the training process for you right now? I mean, are you currently in training for your next fight? Do you have a date for that?
I want to get a fight in 2 months. I'm training at work, trying to get a fight for March time. Yeah. It should be a Luton show, because there's an event in Luton in 2 months' time. I want to get onto that.
Get onto that?
Yeah, in front of your own crowd, man.
Yeah, it'd be very good. I'm sure you'd be able to get rid of a lot of tickets there.
Oh, a lot. Because I was in London last time. Not everyone could drive, so not everyone could come down. But now it's in Luton. If it's in Luton, man, a lot of people are going to come down.
Yeah, no doubt, man. No doubt. Well, I mean, so far so good, man. Like I said, you're only 18 years old. You've already become a National Junior Alliance champion, which is an incredible achievement at such a young age. You've outlined your goals. You know, you want to head to the Olympics at some point, maybe turn pro. So if you let the guys know where they can find you, you know, on your social media.
Instagram's FAIZAN.079, Snapchat is FAIZAN079.
Yeah. Well, nice chatting to you, man, and I'm sure we'll catch up soon.
100%, man. And also, any sponsorships that are looking to sponsor me and stuff, I'm looking for sponsors that could help me with like getting the equipment, film sessions and stuff.
Yeah.
That really give me a lift and a boost.
Definitely, man, and it's something that, you know, the young kids of our area of today, any sponsors out there that like to reach out to FAIZAN, just message him on his social media. You can contact us, and we'll obviously put you through to him. Get behind this kid, man. He's a great talent. He's doing big things for the town, and no doubt we'll be hearing his name more and more.